This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A new support group has formed to help families who have lost a loved one to a drug overdose. I'll talk with the organizer. Good evening and thank you for watching SSPTV News. I'm Lisa Sugart in tonight for Ken Cara. This is your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Well, because of the anticipated snowstorm, Governor Tom Wolf is urging the public to use caution. He said Pennsylvania's agencies are working together to closely monitor the storm, and he encourages residents to do the same. Motorists can check road conditions by visiting 511pa.com or by downloading the app. Meanwhile, the borough of Weatherly's snow ban will take effect at 8 p.m. this evening, and McAdoo's snow ban will be in effect from 10 p.m. tonight until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Violators will be ticketed and towed. You can check our Facebook page, facebook.com/SSPTV News, for additional weather-related announcements. And I'll have the complete forecast a little later in tonight's program. A committee created to explore possible changes to the junior high school system in the Hazleton Area School District is now ready to present its findings. The Junior High Study Committee will explain its findings during a private meeting with the school board tonight. The 14-member committee was formed to explore the possibility of merging the district's junior high school students into one or two schools. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, one plan would merge 7th and 8th grade students from Hazleton, West Hazleton, Heights Terrace, and Maple Manor middle schools, while students attending Drums Valley, McAdoo, Clares, and Freeland would remain in those buildings through 8th grade. A second option includes one building to house all 7th and 8th grade students. A third option rejects junior highs, keeping students where they are. While tonight's meeting is private, the board is expected to ask for public input before voting on that matter. Will communities that rely on the Pennsylvania State Police for protection soon have to pay for that protection? As part of his 2017 budget proposal yesterday, Governor Wolf is suggesting a $25 per resident fee to be levied on municipalities that utilize the state police for its protection. There are 28 municipalities that do not have their own police force and count on the PSP for coverage. One of those municipalities is Hazel Township. The governor believes the fee would generate $63 million next year, money that could help fund cadet classes for 100 new state troopers. Hazleton City Council has taken the first step towards implementing medical marijuana regulations. Last night, Council voted 3-2 to approve on first reading an ordinance that regulates where medical marijuana growers, processors, and dispensaries can operate in the city. Council tabled a second ordinance that would create regulations for the industry in the city's zoning ordinances. Well, the rising number of overdose deaths has triggered the creation of a new support group in our area. I sat down with the man who organized the group to help the survivors of what he calls a very different kind of death. We all know there are many different support groups in our area for a variety of reasons, but a new one has developed because of the heroin and opioid addiction overdoses taking place in our area. And here to talk about this brand new effort that is underway is the man who launched it, Ed Payne. He is a licensed clinical social worker. He is also with Payne Counseling, Consulting, and Education in the Markle Building in downtown Hazleton, and a long-time worker in this field who knows a lot about this subject matter. Ed, thanks for coming here. This problem is growing so quickly, exponentially, that how do you deal with it?
You know, pretty much where counselors are concerned, both here, Pathway to Recovery, and other agencies, you're trying to pull one life at a time out of a fire. It feels quite overwhelming and having a major impact. You know, I know the state is putting more energy into it, more money into it, and we certainly hope those things are going, but when it comes down to the life of a single individual, which is what inspired this group, you really are trying to save one life at a time, and in the case of this group, trying to treat the grief of one family at a time who've just lost someone. Wow, that's really horrible. So now this group has come together. You already started meeting. So tell people who should come and when is it taking place? Well, first of all, it's important to know it's not a counseling group. Grief is something that has its own clock, its own rhythm. This is a support group to bring people together. The group there's no charge for this group, okay? No cost whatsoever. And we meet now on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. in my office. It's in the Markle building at 8 West Broad Street in room 308. And I picked 7 o'clock because that's when the meters stop getting ticketed, so people don't have to worry about slugging meters in order to get in, and that was also a good convenient time for everyone.
Now, you also said that there's a book you've been recommending.
Yes.
That maybe people who aren't ready to come to the group, or maybe they could pick up this book, it might help them.
It's widely available, and the book is called When a Child Dies from Drugs. The 2 parents who authored it had lost their daughter, again, after one of those protracted prayers, pleading, arguing. But when it occurred, it was blindsided by it, and then they sought others to whom they could relate, and they found there really weren't any organized groups. And so they began reaching out, and they formed a chapter of a group called GRASP, the first one, GRASP, and it's for survivors of overdose deaths. And it needs to be founded by someone the chapter needs to be founded by someone who has had such a loss. So the additional purpose of this group is to get a local chapter of GRASP formed in Greater Hazleton so that parents can come, parents and other loved ones, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, classmates, can have a place to go just to be with one another for support. So the other outcome I'm hoping for this group is from GRASP. For the group that met, the losses were so recent. Within weeks of this first group, there were people who had lost someone. So it's a little premature for them to be going, they just need to process what happened right now. It's meeting in my office, and at some point I suspect we're going to outgrow the space. But my office number is 570-436-7022.
All right, well, very good. If you are interested in survivors of overdose support group, please contact Ed, get involved. You could pick up the book that he recommended as well, and we hope you'll come back and talk to us later on to let us know how this group is going.
Anytime, and thank you.
Ed Payne. Well, coming up still ahead on SSPTV News, another installment of Wild 'Bout Huntin' and our weekly visit from Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman. Plus, we have all the details on a special Bring a Friend promotion at the Hazleton YWCA. Stay tuned.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hey, welcome to this week's segment of Wild 'Bout Huntin'. And the last 4 weeks, we've been introducing you and kind of giving you a little bit of insight into the rest of the Wild 'Bout Huntin' team and what they've done over the last 2 seasons of filming, their experiences, their memories, and everything that they've taken away. Now what we're going to do today is talk to you a little bit about some things that you can do now that it's the off season. There's not as much hunting, deer season's behind us. We're getting ready for spring turkey, fishing season's coming up. There's a great event going on all week long through Sunday down at the Harrisburg Farm Show Complex called the Great American Outdoor Show, sponsored by the NRA. And it's open to the public. It's 9 or 10 days of pretty much everything that you can think of for an outdoor show and an outdoor enthusiast, whether you hunt, fish, hike, camp, you're looking for maybe that hunting trip for next season. Lots of outfitters down there that you can book hunts and fishing trips with. If you're looking for new products, maybe new guns, a new bow, maybe some new knives, things of that nature, there's all that going on. The doors are open Monday through Friday for everybody to take advantage. There's plenty of parking. You do have to pay, but they have shuttles that'll take you back and forth to the entrances to get you in and out of the farm show complex. There's a concert. If you've gotten tickets already, there's a great country concert going on Saturday evening My wife and I will actually be at the concert. It's the NRA Country Concert, and the lead act is Dustin Lynch. So it's always a great time to get down there, see what's going on, see maybe some new products. We're going down to check out some of our sponsors, and we've been doing some live feeds already right from there, and we're going to do some more. But something to do, something to kind of keep you occupied, get that cabin feverness out of you, and get out and start thinking about the spring. Another thing that's going on that you can do is the Hazelton Archery Club, located in Woodside Drive in Freeland, February 17th, 18th, and 19th. The weekend after the Great American Outdoor Show is holding an indoor 3D shoot, open to the public, 50 spots that you can get in to register. It's $25 a person. They're going to have 3D targets set up. They're going to have food for sale. Just contact the Hazelton Archery Club through either their Facebook page or by contacting the event director, John File, and we'll have his phone number up on the screen for you. It's a great time, a great benefit. All proceeds go towards improving the facility and bringing more events like this and other events that they have planned down the road. So check out the Great American Outdoor Show all this week, and next weekend get registered for the Hazelton Archery Club indoor 3D shoot, and we'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Well, this is supposed to be the calm before the storm. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning in effect from midnight tonight until noon tomorrow. So let's get right to the forecast to see how much we're getting. The snow is expected to begin around 1 a.m. and be heavy at times with accumulations up to 5 inches. Our low tonight 23 degrees. Moving on to your 4-day outlook. The snow continues tomorrow morning until around 10 a.m. with an additional 3 inches possible. Tomorrow's high 23. Snow showers tomorrow night with wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour, a low of 12, but with the wind chill, it's going to feel like 1 below 0. Then partly sunny Friday with a high of 25. Friday night, there is a chance of snow overnight, cloudy with a low of 21. Cloudy skies again on Saturday, but it'll warm up a little, a high near 40. A chance of rain Saturday night with our low temperature above freezing at 35. Sunday, more rain possible, a high of 42. Cloudy with a chance of rain overnight and a low of 31 degrees. I am pleased to welcome to our studios Joanne Gabriel. She is the membership director for the Hazelton YWCA, and there is a lot happening there this month. She's here to tell us all about it. I understand we can bring a friend to the Y this month.
That is correct. We probably all have a friend who said to us at one time in the last month that they made a resolution to start being healthy. Hopefully they were successful in some way, but they may just need a little push or a pull to get them to be active. So the week of February 13th, we will have Bring a Friend Week. We're calling it Push, Pull, or Persuade a Friend to a Healthy Life. Sometimes they just need that extra push to have someone with them to exercise, that little extra motivation to keep going. And hopefully this promotion can do that for them at the Y.
It's always better to do that with a friend. You don't like to go by yourself, so it's great. So if somebody is going by themselves, they can encourage a friend to go along, and then that friend has a buddy, so it makes it all the more better. So what can they do if they come for that week of the 13th through the 17th?
So we have about 20 group exercise classes, so obviously doing those together is a lot of fun. Anything from a low-impact class, yoga, to a step class, to high-energy classes like a Zumba class. They can relax and swim in our swimming pools, take cardio equipment, or use cardio equipment and fitness equipment in our wellness center, maybe even try the racquetball court. We also have a rock climbing wall that some people forget that we have, and maybe doing that with a friend together would be something that you would like to try while you're there. Also, during the week, Valentine's Day is Tuesday, there's body pump and body combat classes, so why not invite your significant other to a body pump class to get your heart going. February is also Heart Month, so it's always easier maybe to do something with exercise when you have a buddy to do it with.
And it makes the winter go faster
And
as
it makes the
well.
winter go faster.
Now, if someone out there decides to take advantage of this, there are perks, let me tell you. If they come as a friend, as part of this with their buddy, and they want to join, you have a deal for them.
We do. So the member needs to come to the Y and register their friend. The friend will get a pass for the week to come into the facility and use, like I said, the wellness area and take a group exercise class. If the friend becomes a member and pays for 3 months, they don't pay what's called a join fee, which is a $50 savings. The member who signed up their friend gets a $20 membership voucher towards their membership that they don't have to pay then for their next month.
That's a great deal.
It is.
So if they want to know more about this, you have a lot of places to go. You have a website, you have Facebook, all social media. They can give you a call, the whole works.
Right. So 455-2046 is our number at the Hazleton Y. We can go through what you can take part of while you're down there during that week and all the classes that we have to offer.
All right, sounds like a great deal. It's Heart Month, and so you want to get your heart pumping, get over to the Hazleton YWCA. They have their Bring a Friend promotion, and also bring your sweetheart on Valentine's Day as well. It sounds great. It's going to get you in shape. All right, get out those Pennsylvania Midday Lottery tickets to see if you're a winner. The pick 209, the pick 3099, pick 4 4212, and the pick 5 28948. We hope you're a winner. Kenny and Dave are in next when we come right back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
It's Dave Day on SSPTV News as we welcome back Dave Seaman, the sports editor at the Standard Speaker. Local sports information just flying out of the Standard Speaker as we're at an exciting part of the year, Dave. And this weekend will be the PIAA State Wrestling Team Championships. Hazleton area will be there in AAA. They'll start their week on Thursday, weather permitting, I guess, against Cedar Cliff. And we talked with their head coach, Keith Maurer, about the matchup and how his team is preparing.
It's unfamiliar territory for all these kids, so you got to keep it as normal as possible. So we're kind of doing the same things we've been doing last couple of weeks as far as trying to keep the kids fresh. We don't want to beat them up too much at this time of the year, because we want to make sure that our legs are fresh and when we step out on the mat, we're ready to give 100%. So, but then the up or downside, whatever you want to call it, the other portion of this is a unique experience that these kids are all going to Hershey, going to spend a weekend there. So we got to keep them all level-headed. So there's some preparation that goes on there to make sure that they got their priorities in line.
And Dave, it wasn't without adversity for this Hazleton area team. They lost to Tunkhannock, had to have some things go their way to host that district tournament and to, I guess, get into it as well. But they pull through and they fight through the adversity. And you have some kids who have been there, the Jimmy Hoffmans, I think the Carson Kinneys, who have been to States, but a great experience for the rest of the Cougars.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you could lean on those guys. I mean, Jimmy Hoffman, obviously, with state runner-up finish last year. Carson Kinney with a great run through the state or district regionals and then the states. It was a great season for both of them. But now it's time for the other guys to step up to get a little bit of taste of it. You got to go in there trying not to be awestruck, but it's human nature where you're going to see the big lights and all the mats are going to be out and all the bleachers around you. It's something you're not used to seeing at a regular season match. So you get into it and put your best foot forward and let the chips fall where they may.
I thought this didn't happen in a while, but Coach said it might have been 2010. Do you remember the last time Cougars made it out the state?
Yeah, they made it in 2010. I believe they were in a preliminary round. I don't know if they made it out of the preliminary round. I can't recall right now, but they did make it in 2010 when you had the LeBuzzes of the world. Pat LeBuzz was an outstanding wrestler, and Jared Kay. They were leaders of that group, and another outstanding team. But that's what you need. You need a couple leaders, but you need contributions from a lot of people to do well at states, because when you see the teams that come through the wrestling tournament there from the Lehigh Valley and from Western Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania is known for its wrestling, and that's front and center when you get down to Hershey.
And speaking of outstanding teams, how about the Hazleton area basketball team? Dave, you've been covering them, but a busy week for them. And at this point of the season, I guess I don't care who you are, maybe legs are getting tired, and they have a lot of Wyoming Valley Conference games here down the stretch. They come out with a win against Wyoming Valley West, but then they'll take on Nanticoke tonight. You'll be covering that game, and then we'll see Crestwood. But let's start on Wednesday night and then get to Friday.
Yeah, Nanticoke isn't going to be a slouch because Nanticoke can shoot the ball very, very well. They're doing very well in Division II of the Wyoming Valley Conference. They play competitively against a lot of good teams this year. And Cougars are coming off a big win last night over Valley West. Last time they had a big emotional win and playing the next night, it was the win they had against Mount Pleasant in Delaware, and then they played GR the next night. By the third quarter, the Cougars did seem a little bit tired in that game. In this case, though, Nanticoke also played last night. They had a tough game with Berwick. So that kind of evens out a little bit, too. Cougars will be at home. It seems like they haven't been home that very often lately. They were home against Coughlin on Saturday, but there haven't been many home games, really. So now they have a stretch of 3 home games, 3 very, very good home games against Nanticoke, like I said, Crestwood, and then a makeup game against Myers on Sunday.
Finally, Dave, let's get a Super Bowl reaction other than a blank stare. I mean, you picked the Falcons. I think everyone thought it was going to be the Falcons, and then here come the Patriots, one of the most incredible comebacks ever. What will you remember about the game? We were talking with Andy Fisher before this, and I forgot about Julio Jones' catch. You know, that great catch he made. They could have kicked the field goal there. It doesn't happen. Now we're all talking about Julian Edelman.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, when you have a team that is as experienced and as talented as the Patriots, people who have been there before, like Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they're not going to quit. They're not going to go away. You got to get, when you have the chance to bury them, you bury them. And Falcons had a couple chances earlier in the game to really gain even more separation than they had. I mean, a 25-point lead you would think would be safe, but a team like the Patriots isn't going to die, and kudos to the Patriots.
Best play of the game, Lady Gaga jumping off of the top of the stadium or Julian Edelman's catch?
I'll still take Julian Edelman too. You know, if you're into the halftime show, and she did put on a spectacular show, but that catch Julian Edelman made will be, it'll let Patriot fans forget about David Tyree for at least for another year.
All right, well, don't forget about Dave Seaman. Read all of his work in the Standard Speaker, and he'll be back here again next week.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to our own Lisa Sugar. This news comes with love from your family, friends, and all of us here at SSPTV. Our next announcement, the Holy Door Mission Friary, Route 93 in Sybertsville, will be hosting Strive, a day of recollection for men. This event will focus on following Christ and some of the practical aspects of daily life that men face. Strive will be held Saturday, March 4th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with events all throughout the day. Registration is $30 and includes continental breakfast and lunch. For more info, please call 570-788-1212 extension 402 or email holydoormission@gmail.com. And finally, Holy Rosary Parish, 240 South Poplar Street in Hazleton, will be hosting a free community luncheon Saturday, February 11th from 11 a.m. to noon in the community room of the church. All are welcome, and the parish would like to thank the Hazleton Rotary Club and the Weinberg Northeast Regional Food Bank. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Joseph Higgins of Hazleton. Mass is Thursday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Rosary Church. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Furo Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Ida Reyes of West Hazleton. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. in the St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call Thursday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Kenneth J. Vogel of Weatherly. Funeral is Saturday at 10 a.m. from the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Stanley J. Sosnowski Jr. of formerly of Freeland. Burial and services will be held Saturday at 11:15 a.m. at St. Anne Cemetery. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Joseph B. Zapich, formerly of Freeland. Funeral is Thursday at 10 a.m. at the St. John Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Friends may call Wednesday from 3 to 7 p.m. at the church. Marie T. Kislin of Freeland. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Carol Ann Richardson of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home.
Remember to go to our Facebook page for Facebook page. I can't get that out for upcoming weather announcements.